Hey guys, in today's tutorial we're going to learn how to make an inexpensive wedding or anniversary gift display plate. So what we're going to make is this display plate. You can add anything that you want to it. You can use any fonts that you want. I will share the fonts that I use, but make sure whatever fonts that you use that they are for commercial use if you are selling your, plates. I will share what fonts that I use and the links to those will be in the description box below. Okay, the supplies that you will need for this tutorial: a plain plate of your choice. The one that I'm using today, I got at the Dollar Tree. Isopropyl alcohol and a cloth. This will be to clean the plate prior to putting on the vinyl. You will need one light color of permanent adhesive vinyl. I'm using 651. For my light color, I chose a silver. One dark color of permanent adhesive vinyl. I chose black. Transfer tape of your choice. A squeegee. Of course, your vinyl cutting machine with a blade, obviously. Your design software that works with your cutting machine. I use a Silhouette Cameo, so I'll be using Silhouette Studio. Okay, now we're going to go to design our design that we're going to cut out. So the first thing I want to do is go to my text tool, and I'm going to type out the first letter of the last name. I need a G. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to change the line style to transparent, so there's no line style. I'm going to change that to gray. You don't have to change all that just yet. I'm going to enlarge this right now. I'm going to double click and highlight. And I'm going to go ahead and change the font. I know that I want the last name letter to be in the font Laughing and Smiling. So I have my G. And I'm going to leave the size like it is right now. I'm going to click off of it, and I'm going to go back to my text tool and select it. Now I'm going to type in my husband's first name, which is Bobby. I'm going to highlight that, change the line style to 0, and the color to black. I know that I want mine and his names to be in the font Coneria script demo version. This is not a commercial use font without being paid for. You can purchase a paid version for commercial use. Type in my name, do the same. I really do wish that the new version of Silhouette Studio would remember your last choice for your last selections for your font. But I have to go back and change it. Now I'm going to do the and sign, not the money sign, the and sign. Go back and do the same, change the line style, change it to black, and also need to change the font style to that, to Coneria. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to type the date that we were married. And you don't have to type the TH or RD or ST after your numbers. I just like that look, and that's what I've chosen to do. So I'm going to highlight that, go change the line style, and then the color to black. And I know I want the date font to be in Cambria. Go back to the text tool. I'm going to type in forever and always. Highlight that, line style, and color. And then that is also going to be in the Coneria script demo font as well. Click off of that, go back to the text tool. Now I'm going to type in the word love. And I'm using all caps for love. And for love, I want love to be in a thick font. I believe that was the right gray. Okay, it was. So I'm going to choose Chunk 5EX. And you see how chunky that is? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that out. And then I'm going to stretch it some. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Now when you have your plate, what you want to do is you want to be sure to measure your plate. So I've already measured my plate, so I know exactly what size my design needs to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and kind of place everything where I need it. Then I will group everything and then size the whole design. I need to move love to the back because we want love behind forever and always. Okay. The wedding date definitely needs to be smaller. I do know that. So I'm going to pull that down here. And you can play with your sizing. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. It just kind of gives you a general idea. I know our names need to be larger. There's really no right or wrong on here for your design. Just, you know, make it nice. Make it something that is pretty, and if you wouldn't want somebody to give it to you, don't give it to someone else, if that makes sense. Okay, this is the gist of the design. You have love down here behind forever and always in your lighter color. And you can play with the placement however you want it. Then you have your wedding date. Then you have your couple's name. And then in the back, you have your last name, first letter. Now, you could just be done with this, and it would be absolutely fine. But I wanted something added to it, so I have a few things in my library, so I just went and had typed in heart, and I found a file that had some hearts in it. And then once it came up, I just ungrouped it and just copied a heart out. And then you can just, you know, like I said, there's no right or wrong. You can play around, you can change. It doesn't have to be forever and always. So I've selected everything, and I'm going to right click and group for right now. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to size this. I know from my plate that I need the width to be 6.548 and my height needs to be 7.329. Okay, now this is the exact size that I need mine to be. So what I would do is I would take it to the upper part of my mat. If anyone doesn't know, I draw a square around my designs before I cut so that I don't waste vinyl. So that when I go to weed, the only thing I'm going to weed is this area. And it's going to leave, if I'm using a full 12 by 12 sheet, the only section that's going to come out of that 12 by 12 sheet is this perfectly cut square. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the design. I'm going to right click, ungroup. Now I'm going to select all the gray parts. So I'm going to click on the G, hold down the shift. Once I have everything selected, right click and group. That has all of my gray pieces. Now you see how it brought everything to the front. I'm going to right click, send to the back. Now I'm going to do the same thing to all the black. Select the first black piece, hold down shift, and select everything else that is black. Be sure not to select your gray, and then right click and group. Now, this way, the first thing I'm going to cut is the gray. So I've moved the black out of the way. So now everything will go to the machine. In my cut settings, I will show you those right pick what I use for my cut settings. I have a save setting that I use. And always be sure if you use the square around your design, always be sure to click on it and choose cut edge, and then make sure that you select your design and choose cut. That means it's going to cut my design, and it's only going to cut the edge of the square. My cut settings for 631 or 651 is blade at 1. My speed will be a little bit faster. I'll set the speed about 3 or 4. My force is at 8, which is thickness. And I don't do double cut, but I do overcut 0.1 millimeter. Okay, so I will send everything to the machine to cut, and I'll be back with you momentarily. You can get a plate stand at Walmart or Dollar Tree. Either one has them for 94 cents to $1. Or you can go for the higher, more decorative ones. And it makes a nice wedding or anniversary gift that you have personalized. You have made it your own. You can add your own embellishments, your own fonts that you want. If you decide to sell them, like I said, make sure that you use commercial use fonts that you've either purchased, or wherever you get them, you have a free commercial use license. And I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I hope you make many gifts for many of your friends and family and customers. If you're new to our channel, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you'd like to see any other tutorials, please leave a comment down below. And if there are any tutorials that you would like to see, feel free to leave a comment below. We're also on Facebook on Our Crafty Chaotic Life. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.